The Christian faith is not meant to be boring. It's not meant to be mundane. It's meant to be one marked by life and life in abundance. I had someone giving a beautiful illustration of what our faith is meant to be. I'm sure when you've walked into a shop and there's a new product they're introducing, sometimes one of those things they do is they give you a foretaste of the product. It could be some new thing that they're introducing to the market, and then they give you a sample. They give you a foretaste of what it is. And that is how you and I, as believers, we're meant to be the people who give others a foretaste of what heaven is going to be like, of what living in God's kingdom is going to be like, where God is king. How will that look like when God is enthroned and his kingdom is fully realized in this space? How is that going to look like? If people are to get a foretaste of that, a trailer of that, they should find it amongst us as God's people. And that's why I want us to consider this theme of live and let live. Be the kind of person who is pro-life. Let others live. Let others experience life, the life-giving spirit, the abundant life that Jesus talks about. And I'm drawing this from the two women we looked at previously in one of our videos, the two Hebrew midwives. They basically epitomize these words, live and let live. They are summoned by Pharaoh. We're told in Exodus chapter 1, and you can think about how possibly very intimidating that was. And there they are in Pharaoh's court, and Pharaoh is telling them to commit infanticide, and particularly to disempower the nation of Israel by slaying the boys. And so you can see already the theme of boy-child disempowerment. You can see it panning out right there. But I want us to focus on the actions of the midwives. What do they do? Do they blindly obey Pharaoh's edict? No. They engage in civil disobedience. They are salt. They are light. And by being salt, they preserve the decadence. They ensure that this diabolical decree of Pharaoh doesn't happen. And then in terms of being light, where there's darkness, they are bringing light. And what do? They live and they ensure that the boys live. This is recorded in Exodus chapter 1 verse 17. It says, but the midwives feared God, and they did not do as the king of Egypt commanded them, but they let the boys live. Very, very significant actions here. And their actions set up the stage for how this Egyptian empire would be toppled. Their actions, I'm certain, emboldened maybe many other women in that time to know that we can fear God and we can work for the preservation of life. These Hebrew midwives, they let live. And what I see here, friends, is a picture, a model for engagement for us as believers. We're meant to be liberating. Wherever we are, we're meant to be liberating people. When you go into that organization or that institution, by virtue of being a follower of Jesus, a person of faith in the Lord, you're meant to bring about a sense of life. Let there be life. Let there be a liberating effect, because you are there and you are God's vessel. You're the one that God may use. Moses is another one who lived and let live. That by his actions, he was able to liberate the nation of Israel. And I think of Jesus Christ, the ultimate liberator, the deliverer of humankind from sin. Think about his words, John 10:10, that he came that we may have life and have it in abundance. His mission is life and fullness of life. Life that oozes. Life that just keeps on coming out, coming through. So I want to challenge you today to live and to let live. Let there be life in that family. Let there be a sense of joy because you are there. I'm just so challenged when I reflect on this, that Christians were meant to be different. Our families are meant to be different. It shouldn't be that in our homes, that's where domestic violence is. It shouldn't be that in our homes, that's where the children are living in fright and panic. It shouldn't be that in our institutions, that's where people are saying, I can't breathe when so-and-so is around. I pray that our presence, by virtue of being carriers of God's presence, that you and I will be the kinds of people who live and we let others live. We liberate others. We are pro-life because we carry the fullness of life that Jesus Christ has given us. So thanks for watching today, and may this be a blessing not only to you but to someone else. So I want to challenge you, pass it on to someone else. Thanks for watching.